Hello everyone and welcome back to the final day of Challenges Oceania Stage 3 group stages. My name is Atlas and today I am joined by Cthulhu to take you guys
Hello.
through the action. How are you doing, Cthulhu?
Oh, I'm going pretty good, honestly. It's a good day to get some more Valorant action in. See who gets to go to the playoffs, like you highlighted, and well, see who gets to bow out after a very tenuous. What was it? About a 5-day sort of sprint run so far. So
Yep.
quite a fair bit of effort has been put in already by quite a number of teams, but only a few will get to actually enjoy the all the spoils.
Absolutely. And of course, this is, like you said, the last chance for any of these remaining 6 teams to qualify. And the game that we will be taking guys through will be BOBO versus Koopa Troopas. Let's have a look at the map video, see where we're going. As Cthulhu, we are starting on Sunset.
Few sort of horrible quintessential maps, really. And then to conclude, should we need the the decider Pearl? Well, as the name suggests, is going to be just like that nice extra addition, that icing on the cake.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just come back into the map pool, and we've seen a few maps of Pearl being played. I believe BOBO actually played it and had a very close game against Hornswogglers yesterday. Oh, actually, yeah, BOBO's series yesterday was a very close loss. 14-12 on Split and 13-11 on Pearl. But anyways, that's besides the point. We're on Sunset right now where the agents have been locked in. Of course, it's going to be Dasani on the Neon going up against Exhaust on the Rays. This will be a duelist matchup to keep your eyes on.
I'm actually quite excited for that one because personally, Neon is one of those agents that uh, can be very frustrating.
Right there.
Oh, yes, sorry. The the overlay, I have accidentally not started it up properly. That should start updating at some point. I'm gonna get that sorted. Anyways. Yeah, absolutely. I apologize for this unfortunate start.
Up and away.
All right, that's just gonna.
Someone's there. Run, little man. I shot my wingman.
Last player standing.
Okay, unfortunately, I did not initialize the overlay properly, so we're not gonna have the fancy one for this first match.
That goes there.
That is completely my bad, but fortunately, we will still be able to, have some form of overlay. It just might be a little bit scuffed. Hopefully, it's all coming through okay.
Oh, this is a nice
But like I said, apologies for that. But anyways, we are getting into the second round now. Like you said, Koopa Troopers. I didn't quite catch any of that action, but hey, it's good to see what's gone down thus far. Dasani is going to be walking on up here in elbow. The rest of BOBO, they were stationed up towards the top of mid. Doesn't look like they're going to be seeing a whole lot just yet. Spike should be planted. Art going to send out the paranoia. Oh, little bit of lag here. Oh gosh, this is
Remaining.
not too good, unfortunately. But hey, Koopa Troopers, they've managed to sort that out real quick.
I feel the strain.
Oh,
Block it out, Omen.
yeah, like I said. We'll have to see how things go. For this round, Dasani is going to be sending it up through the top of mid, looking for any targets. He's already found Mike, and that's going to be the B side for the most part. Noz only able to get the one, traded by Dasani. And Koopa Troopers looking good to win their bonus round, convert it here for the team. Spike will go down. It's going to be a tough one for BOBO here by the look of things.
Last player standing.
Yeah, and well, we're just gonna take a quick production pause just to sort out this overlay problem, because I know it is a little bit laggy right now. So we're just gonna get that sorted. Gonna go to a quick intermission, but after that we will be right back. So don't go anywhere. We will sort this out for you real quick. Okay, we should be back. Hopefully it will not be as bad as it was before. It'll still be a little bit scuffed, but hey, we are back. And you should be able to hear Cthulhu now. I am aware that I unfortunately did not have his audio sources in. So yeah, apologies for all the production delays that we have had. Like I said, it's still not going to be ideal, but it will be fixed for the next map. So yeah, do you want to just quickly check to see if you are working, Cthulhu?
Go, go, go! Stop it!
Shadows traveling.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a good start for an eco round to get that first kill. Shot's gonna be sent through, and it's actually gonna be Exhaust and Pork who are able to find those kills as, this eco round looks like it could have some bite in it, but, you know, a few of these players are low. You know, Pork and Exhaust were both full to a single bullet. Brocky's looking in their direction. A shoulder's been spotted, and the body has been dropped on the spike. It does get planted. No, it doesn't even go down. It's a thrifty round as Exhaust finishes things off with a 3-piece. That's exactly what we wanted to see.
Ooh-wee. Okay, right. At least we've
Right
broken the initial streak for
Right there.
for BOBO. Oh, sorry, not for BOBO. For Koopa Troopas. So BOBO does have some bite back in them. Keen to see how overall things will really pan out now that we're starting to get a little bit more momentum from them. We're now seeing a triple stack on A, which, I mean, Koopa Troopers did sort of indicate quite a few times that they do like that A side quite a fair bit, but instead this time it is going to be actually middle contention, funnily enough, without much of a presence, as Raze has been smoked off as well off there.
Yeah, it's very much just all smokes and mirrors at the moment. Nothing very committed for either side. Koopa Troopers very keeping their options open, and for BOBO, you know, not aggressing any more than what is reasonable. You can see Noz already jiggling this angle, and he would be in for a rude surprise should a fast hit be coming his way. But hey, we'll see if they can handle that.
There's definitely going to be a question, or rather an element of surprise, really, after all of the rotations that just got pulled through.
Yeah, I mean, the drone didn't spot anyone. And actually, they've actually, I think BOBO have overread into this. The hit is still coming towards the A site. That owl drone wasn't a fake. So
Did I just hear as well the Omen ult as well pop through somewhere there?
Nowhere to run!
Yeah, you did. From the shadows,
30 seconds left.
The wrong side. I said BOBO potentially overthinking things. Maybe they guessed right, because actually the spike's been ferried back over towards the B site. Noya's snuck all the way forward. Retake will be coming in through.
I know
exactly. Already found one, but this is still not in the favor of BOBO in the slightest. Exhaust can look for one with the showstopper, but can't quite land the shot. Noya going to be sent out. He's going to have to fall back.
One enemy
Now
remaining.
for Art and Noya, they will try and hold the site, and this should be very, very difficult for Nas. He knows that there could be someone lurking around mid. He saw that recon bolt, but Brock isn't giving himself away for free. He's going to be a thorn in Nas's side. Spam sent through. Nas paranoid as ever, but he still managed to find a first kill in this 1v3 position now. No Wingman going to be sent out onto the spike. That's going to force Noya to swing. Nas just has to hold his ground. He has to stand strong, but he can't quite hold it.
Oh, the absolute tragedy that end of the round was. And it was just so...
My buddy's defusing.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no!
Oh, I am also just realizing that your audio is going through twice on the replays. I will fix that real quick. Sorry guys, I know this is not great here for this first map, but
Standing
this
ahead.
will all be fixed in the next one, so you just have to bear with us for now. As this is definitely a game worth sticking around for. Dasani gonna be going faster. BOBO has the overdrive, but held back by a paranoia and a paint shell, but still looking to try and find a target before that timer expires, and Exhaust has gone down. Dasani leading the charge as always. Can he figure out where Pork is hiding on the site, or will his team just retreat towards mid Cthulhu? They're repositioning.
I mean, at the moment, with quite a bit of a condition as well coming through hard and fast through the middle, they need to be very cautious about how they pick. And even then, using that one Neon ult just to sow some chaos on A was just right about enough. I mean, you look at how the defense as well is pushed back all the way back outside of the site, forcing Mike to actually potentially be the first one at the forefront of that defense to try to hold things back, to try to re-aggress. But instead, it's actually Buzz to open up.
Now the Thrash will be sent out. That actually won't connect onto anyone, so Ibrocky has stayed hidden in this position. Could potentially deal a lot of damage if he doesn't go cleared, and nothing has gone his way.
One
Pork
enemy remaining.
ends up jumping in his face, but I think he may have done enough as Dasani and Art will claim a 5th round now for the Koopa Troopas.
There.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough gig really here for BOBO, at least on their defense for Sunset. Definitely a few of the moments here where it feels like they definitely were not too keen, not too prepared for Sunset. Mind you, this is the Koopa Troopers pick as well, so it does show that they have prepared quite well for this. They're ready to go. They want to full send it, and it also helps the fact that, you know, they're the ones dictating the pace with the attacking side. So it is quite rather difficult, or at least seems to be quite rather difficult to keep up with just the absolutely insane pacing that Koopa Troopers so far been setting.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you've got Dasani on the Neon, definitely the sort of person you want to be leading the charge, just as he did in that last round.
Revealing area.
Albeit not to discredit as well the supporting side as well of Koopa Troopers. I mean, the Sober Darts have been quite quintessential as well to that. The Omen, Paranoias plus the smokes. Yeah, all of it has been stacking up extremely well.
And like you said, the supporting utility important as ever. That rolling thunder going to be sent out, but Dasani, unfortunately, didn't have a stuns target in front of him. He was just left out to dry right there. This plant is going to still go down as Rock, unfortunately, will be left out by that gap in the smoke as Rocky tries to hold on to Market. How have they managed to do that? They've just managed to find every target in front of them. Koopa Troopers look like they are not slowing down anytime soon.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely not looking to stop anytime soon. I mean, for all the good reasons, they have been on an absolute roll in Sunset. It would feel, though, quite a bit, not odd, but disheartening is probably the better choice of word, really, here, if we will see a fairly one-sided Sunset to go into the map number 2, given just, you know, the implications and the intricacies of this specific matchup. Both teams did have a pretty solid round, all things considered, and both have pretty strong rosters. And to have a fairly one-sided venture would be feeling disingenuous, really, at least personally to me. Yeah,
I mean, definitely these are two teams that have, you know, big question marks. You know, they've been tested a little bit by the top teams in our region where they definitely wouldn't have been expected to win. But here in, you know, the sort of mid-table where they are now, this is really going to be the biggest test to see if they are worthy of that playoffs spot. And it looks like BOBO are looking to try and prove their worth by potentially winning this eco round. Although it has just come down to Noz in a 1v2, but both those players on Koopa Troopers would go down to a headshot from a Sheriff at just about any range, and Noz has upgraded to a Phantom as this position gets revealed by the recon bolt. What is that shot?
Oh, no.
As the wingman is still defusing this position, he knows where Art is. He manages to win the 1v2 to put another round on the board for BOBO.
Crispy play. Noz is just on an absolute roll, though. I gotta give it to him because you know, no matter when you see him.
One enemy remaining.
The wingman's down.
But that was still, nonetheless, managed to play off the back of that and just, you know, go in for the huge dub. So, big return, though still, you know, a lot of ground to cover here for BOBO.
Right there.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, as you said, a good showing that at least some of the players are shooting. You know, we look to players like Exhaust and Mike that we know for a fact are solid as ever, but maybe a little inconsistent. And so, if Nos is shooting, that's a good sign for this team. You definitely need those regular players to be up there as well. Once again, it's going to be Koopa Troopas coming in towards the A site, and Nos, he's still here. He's trying to anchor here with the Phantom. Can't quite find a shot onto Brock though. Exhaust though has arrived, managing to find Dasani. Paint shells out. This could be a retake going in the
One
favor
enemy
of
remaining.
BOBO. Exhaust with the paint shells. How's that happening?
Oh my. Yeah, I'm not too sure how that really pulls off, but look, it works out quite well. Still managing to keep quite a fair few of the...
Grenade!
One enemy remaining.
Like we mentioned before as well, the eco round is actually the one that came in quite clutch there for them. So, look, I'd say BOBO right now, whilst, yeah, look, it's still a little bit of a shaky economy, overall, I gotta give it to them. They might just be in just the right spot to switch things around.
Yeah, and as we come back to a timeout, Koopa Troopers, even though they are 3 rounds up, it will be Coach Poseidon who is calling this pause. And, yeah, I mean, figuring out how they want to deal with this. They've just lost, you know, a thrifty round that came down to 1v2 clutch. And then I feel like that retake that we did just see was very, very solid from BOBO. 100% they were ready to barrel their way onto that site. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be interested to see if Koopa Troopers can put a couple more rounds up on the board.
That goes there.
Should be, at least for them, I feel like with the start they had, be expecting, you know, a 7 or 8 round score line. We'll see if they can continue that momentum forward. As I don't know, what would you be thinking about as far as what Koopa Troopers could have done better in those 2 rounds? Because it feels like they kind of just eventually got outshot there.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it. I reckon it is more so the case of just BOBO starting to finally adapt to what Koopa Troopas been doing, and that is just a whole bunch of just, you know, those solo peaks here and there. Whilst yes, the util was there, but spacing was certainly something that was a little bit lacking there for BOBO for a fair few rounds. So the moment they figured that out, the moment they've understood sort of the overall general pacing that Koopa Troopas will bring it over, that's where they were able to actually switch things around and control the momentum. With this current push that they are organizing, look, it is going to be a difficult task to really retake a side, but I'd say maybe even just some pressure even from for a long flank from behind wouldn't be a bad idea, albeit now the timer is starting to tick against the defense. It will be go time pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, Dasani is pretty much one of 2 players, I believe, on Koopa Troopers with a rifle in this round, though. So even though it is 5v5 on this retake, it is BOBO who definitely have the gun advantage. Exhaust looking to get things started off, going to send out that rocket and try and find a target. It's Dasani, his position is known, and yeah, I mean, I think the better weaponry really has shown its face here, unless Dasani can do something about it, but no, it's not going to be the case.
Yikes. Yeah, that one was a bit of a rough turnaround, really, there for Koopa Troopers. And yeah, like you said, the gun advantage certainly shown its face quite substantially as well. But yeah, no. Otherwise, it's just been a bit of a skewed sort of play. But I do have to still commend you know, Koopa Troopers with their momentum, because whilst BOBO have been forced to really adapt to what so far was a very, very chaotic set of rounds, no matter how you look at it from Koopa Troopers. For Koopa Troopers, I felt like on a few rounds they also got maybe a little bit complacent, really. They sort of tried to take maybe those 1v1/1vx's by themselves. A couple of the occasions they should have just, you know, kept up the teamwork. And even now, Dasani, yeah, going with the Neon Ultimate, this should still be backed up by quite a fair bit of util, but even then, we don't really see much. There's no breach stun, there's no flashes, none of that is coming through, and it's all very much reliant on face checking the corners.
no targets available for him either. All the players of BOBO have stayed very well hidden, and Mike has immediately held down the back of site here alongside Muzz. That hit was stalled in its place as BOBO, they're looking to bring us to a tied map
round
here
in the
potentially.
Just as I started talking and saying, oh yeah, you know, one-side adventure, Bobo not feeling too comfortable. Yeah, they just bringing it back just like that. I mean, a 6-6 scoreline would actually be, now that I think about it, would be a pretty interesting storyline for us to tell, just given that, you know, Koopa Troopas came in with such a huge momentum for themselves, and now slowed down to such extent that they almost, it feels like they may be doubting themselves in their swings, really, which is a very uncharacteristic, seeing as, you know, how proactive they were on the map before.
Yeah, feels like BOBO just really aren't giving them that space that they were able to find beforehand with Dasani leading the charge. They've been very much shut down a lot better than they were at the start of the game. We're in the last round of this half now, round 12. And see Dasani once again looking to cause some chaos up towards mid, but BOBO, they're not having any of it. They have, you know, they're barely even looking that way. It's really just Pork who's having a little bit of a gander every now and then, but it looks like they may not be positioned perfectly for what looks like to be an A hit incoming. That owl drone going to be sent out very silently once again.
Gotta go.
Leaving Dasani just to potentially creep up towards Elbow, but seeing as they haven't heard a response at all, it's going to be Koopa Troopers potentially back in the game, going back to the B site.
I like, though, the perseverance, just holding, waiting for the actual contact, really, from BOBO. And that's that setup that has been actually working absolutely phenomenally. I mean, they had two players, one each on each side, just waiting for contact. And now, once the contact has been established, now it's the go time.
Try and hold back.
I know
it.
10 seconds left.
Down. 9 seconds on the clock left to plant, and the spike should go down as we look to exhaust. He's fallen, coming out the market, and so it's all down to
one enemy remaining.
Walk haven't found two already. It's up to Dasani now to try and clutch this up. 1v2 gonna try and go around the back of the pillar. No one's looking his way just yet. As the smoke, he will manage to spam through. Take out both!
Oh, no!
I gotta get I'm out of here.
Spam. That's on a 1v2, maybe you just hold that together, especially when you have a wingman on the spike.
Yeah, that's...
One enemy remaining.
That's 3. Try that again. I'm out of here.
Into this position and this spot. 7-5 though scoreline though. For Koopa Troopers, this will give him a really nice initial sort of buffer of the rounds to really play around with. So even if the pistol will get lost, they will still be able to, you know, bring this back in some form of capacity.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like I said, they should have expected a 7-5 or 8-4 kind of half after starting 6-1 up. And they have managed to just make sure that they clawed that half back into their favor. As here for their pistol round, they're going to be sneaking out of A main to start things off. And well, BOBO, they barely seem to have reacted to this. They're actually going to be going up through mid. Mike left to hold the flank on his own, but is he ready for 3 targets? That feels like a lot on the table as that recon bolt will spot him out. He may just have to run away. He goes down.
Unfortunate turnaround there. Not nearly manages to line up another one, and well, with Noir out of the equation, it's all down to just 3 more defenders. It's a full-on 3-stack push, so the paint shells would actually have quite a lot of effectiveness if they would have kept on being grouped up. Shock Dart is out there. Hawk gone. 2v3 situation on a retake as well. This is not looking particularly too pretty here. Nos once again in a clutch situation.
Yeah, only able to get the one. So well played from Koopa Troopers on that retake. Going together as, you know, that's what you should expect to see on a pistol round. Just go together, stay grouped up. They are rewarded for it. As hey, let's have a look at let's talk about the scoreboard for a little bit here. I mean, Dasani very much dominant here on the server, 17 and 10. That's quite the scoreline.
Oh yeah, very confident scoreline here, yeah, for the Zani. And I mean, for all the right instance purposes, honestly, the man has been reinforced by his squad quite a fair few times, and the fact that Koopa Troopas have been bringing in that very aggressive playstyle very much suits the the Neon's choice. So I'm all for it. Honestly, this has actually a very natural pick for what Koopa Troopas has been intending to bring out, and they managed to utilize that choice really, really well in tandem with the breach, in tandem with the Sova, actually, namely. The sheer amount of information game has been absolutely great.
Yeah. Now, all side of BOBO, they are going straight onto the C side. They have actually forced up a little bit here, and that could be crucial. We don't normally see a force up after losing a pistol when the score was 7-5 at the half, but BOBO, they've gone for this very, very ballsy play, and it looks like it could be rewarding them with a round 1. It's all down to Dasani, 1v4. First target spotted, but can't quite land the shot, spamming through the smoke. Yeah, I think he might just try and save this rifle into the next round, as this is an excellent response from BOBO after losing that pistol round. You know, when you lose the pistol and then win the anti-eco, it's honestly even better than winning the pistol, since you put your opponent in such a horrible economic position.
Oh yeah. And understandably, Dasani wants to save up even just a fraction of that buy as well, to ensure just what sort of case and what sort of play can be done here, really, just to allow any further leeway. And I mean, we're looking at that buy. It is still very much of a broken one to come out from BOBO. I mean, the Bulldogs, the Spectres, the Outlaw as well to come on through. Mind you, the Outlaw is going to absolutely reign supreme here, because the only person that will be able to even challenge on that range, well, maybe the Sheriffs, yeah, maybe the Phantom, but no shields whatsoever for the defense. This is actually going to be an excellent chance here to drop that Outlaw.
Like the answer was actually just to send. Okay, what just happened?
Now that was a work of art.
That was I think, yeah, for Koopa Troopas there, I think they just wanted to try something fast, but yeah, that was shut down quite promptly.
Yeah, very much so, very quickly, and honestly, fairly read in as well, given just how explosive, how aggressive as well that push from the defense of Koopa Troopas was. So, look, understandably so, they wanted to, well, maybe try to just replay, or, well, repick the plays. Hello, I'm seemingly on the screen now.
Oh, no.
But, yeah. Otherwise, look, again, we do see a condition of middle, but very, very heavy ones. And the moment that swing comes around, Noir will fall. That nearly choke as well. Amidst all of that swing. But, yeah, it is a very odd situation where it's a full stack on mid versus full stack on top mid, and that works out just perfectly for Koopa Troopas. Never mind, actually, I say that. Muzz with a triple on his own occasion.
Yeah, this is definitely not looking good for Koopa Troopas here, and you know, if anyone's gonna win this fight, it would be Dasani, but then again, you also have 5 HP. They should be hearing you running around like that. At least there's a Vandal to be upgraded too. But looks like Mike and Muzz are taking the fight to Dasani. Quick high-low setup. Yeah, that one is completely wraps. Tied up now, 8-8.
Yeah, definitely curious as to whether, well, the Koopa Troopas will be able to really bring anything back, really, because if they continue with the same playstyle that they've been trying to enforce here, it is going to be a rough venture for them, because BOBO seem to have nailed down now the pacings. They know exactly where to play. They even got their honest confidence back, really, with some of the plays, because I mean, Muzz has been absolutely outputting some absolute damage onto his opponents, and whenever there is any sort of advantage that was taken, it's just all yoinked away. Dasani gone, that's your big aggressor out of the picture as well, and all of a sudden Koopa Troopas are forced to be very, very just passive.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they're just giving Bobo free 1v1s, and I mean, Exhaust, he's good for that any day. He was holding the Outlaw in the previous round, give him a Vandal now, and, you know, he'll take that headshot any day of the week. And so, yeah, this is certainly not looking great for Koopa Troopers, and it's weird because I feel like their economy has been in a bit of a shambles ever since they lost their anti-eco round. Someone seems to have a sheriff every single round. Last one it was Dasani, this one half the team seemingly, and so it's been a little bit rough for Koopa Troopers. How on earth are they going to string some rounds together up on top of boxes in market? That's a good way to start, just to try and even those numbers. This is very good. Now they're denying the plant, but how long can
30
Koopa Troopers
seconds
hold
left.
on? Mike gonna still get that bomb down, no problem, as Pork is holding out this paranoia to try and hold back the retake. Sent out maybe a little bit prematurely. We look to the flank. Where Brocky sends out a flash, manages to take down Nas. Suddenly this is a weird sort of
Last
halfway
player
round that
standing.
could be won unless Mike could do something incredible. Would have to be a 1v4. Low players in front of him. There's a second. Let's give it for Brocky. He's managed to do exactly that. And Neuer is just sticking. Now, having gotten off the spike, Mike. Oh, ducking and weaving onto the classic. And can't quite get it done.
Overcooked there for Mike, which was rather unfortunate. But I gotta give it to Mike as well. That was actually a really good opportunity here to clutch up for him. But yeah, maybe just in the heat of the battle, in the heat of the push, just lost the nerve. Couldn't really get the final hit in. Yeah, swinging with a classic was not particularly the most brightest idea, to be fair. But for Koopa's Troopers, this is a huge moment of respite, though. If we think about it, because for Koopa Troopers, like you highlighted as well, Atlas, things been very rough going any further after that pistol round, and now they managed to get that sort of a little bit more on the return on the investment. Question being is, can they actually make it worth? And well, it sure is. Mike out of the equation means that that's one of your info gathering ops out of the equation. Agents.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Bobo now, having lost Mike, that's that sort of anchor on the other half of the map now not available. So I would expect Bobo to be speeding things up, and they're trying to take things to mid. Dasani being a thorn in their side as ever, but Muzz, he's still shooting. He's not always at the top of the leaderboard, but right now here on Sunset, he has proven that he is a good shot and on this team for a reason. And so for Bobo, they've evened the numbers. They've actually managed to find themselves onto a B site potentially that is doesn't really have anyone defending it. Two players nearby, and Art could potentially look to deny this plant. TP on in, 1-for-1 trade, and Hawk's actually going to go straight back out again.
I mean, honestly, for all the good reasons as well, just needing to just back out as quickly as possible, right out of the potential crossfire as well, so with him out of the, at least, out of the picture. Now, for KT, this should be a work play, though. Nos has proven himself to be quite potent, but not this time. This time it is the 10th round for Koopa Troopers, as they have 3 now rounds away from claiming themselves the first map point.
Yep. They're up to double digits. This is exactly what Koopa Troopers needed on their map. I mean, things started well for them, but then Bobo started putting some rounds together, and now that it gets a little bit closer,
this is a nice spot.
Hopefully we should be able to see a little bit more coming out of them.
Yes, this should do.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the overall choices, Dasani once again tanking a little bit on that buy, just the Stinger plus the light armor.
Yeah, but he's got the overdrive, so it should be fine.
Yeah. So with the ultimate being ready, yeah, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, it's just regardless, once the ultimate does run out, his effectiveness will drop rather substantially, especially for the long-range engagements. Curious to see, though, that BOBO are very cautious about each and every nook and cranny. They don't want to miss a single spot. Because, well, the Koopa Troopers did prove themselves that they can sometimes play some rather unfortunate angles. That's probably the best way to really describe it.
Anyways, off the back, Hunter's mid push. Buzz release the Hunter's Fury. That's actually managed to find a target. And so now our position is known. And as Bobo is going to be going onto this A site, there's players here that can try and stop Dasani, and now pop that overdrive. Already found Quark, but chunked down to 5 HP.
I know exactly where you are.
Gold Theft going to come out. That's going to reveal where these defenders are, and going to reveal a mostly empty side for the most part as well. Bobo should be looking to try and get that spike planted now. The man goes out just to do exactly that. Dasani is still around, still waiting, still as sharp as ever. 3 kills now, bringing it down to a 2v3. But the spike is planted, and Exhaust is looking to try and get on this as early as possible.
Oh my
Not going to happen.
I'm out of here.
Noya will finish things off. Nice shots from Dasani.
Nearly an ace as well, but yeah, 4K for Dasani might potentially actually start slowly sealing the deal, putting the last nails into the coffin for Bobo, at least on Sunset. Just the absolute annihilation. The moment that, you know, the man, he came, he saw, he conquered it all, and
Spike
yeah,
planted.
it was absolute cinema, really, the way how he swung.
Yeah, Dasani
Last
always
player standing.
extremely sharp and seeing it now. There's a reason he's regarded as one of the better duelists in our region. You can see his scoreline, 23-14. Nothing to scoff at. Yeah, I mean, Koopa Troopas seem to have found a little bit of an answer here. These retakes, as chaotic as they are, have been successful for the past 3 rounds.
Yeah, they have been quite phenomenal to watch, honestly. The way how they've been able to retake that regression actually plays really well there for them. So it is cool to see how that all pans out for just the overall momentum play from them. Going into this round as well, already quite a bit of stuff, quite a bit of util, all just to get rid of Mars, and that works just perfect dividends here for Dasani.
Yeah, a little bit of a mid-round set play, utilize that Rolling Thunder. Lovely stuff coming out from Koopa Troopas. And that's caught Bobo extremely off guard. They've been playing such a slow style that I just don't think they were expecting that sudden aggressive push to come out. Certainly not a Rolling Thunder in B main in the middle of the round. I think it might have... Was that off like a Cypher camera contact or something like that? I wasn't actually paying
Yeah,
too
not
much
too
attention to what that
sure.
setup was, but...
Regardless, though, they seem to be quite prepared. Koopa Troopers ready to rumble and do have
Cover
the
going
gun
out.
of art all ready and prepared. Smoked on this
30
the
seconds
short,
left.
or rather the shoulder, but unfortunately not
Spike
enough
down
to
A.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is just beautiful stuff now from Koopa Troopers. They got the first blood and then they fell back to a nice passive post one where they can now safely play retake. They were already on that off angle to get them another kill. Now Rocky arrives with a nice spray down to get Koopa Troopers a flawless round. And yeah, that's the sort of round we're going to be seeing out of Koopa Troopers, and they are looking a lot more stable here on their map now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Match point.
Re-establish themselves, albeit I do find it funny, somebody in the chat, the written, Eco then forget how to play Pal all of a sudden, talking about Koopa Troopers on the second half. But yeah, no, this has been definitely a curious map to bear witness, though, from them. At this point, this should be a relatively straightforward play. I mean, you're looking at the buys as well. Light shields for the most of it for the attack of Bobo, which does mean that some of the gunfights should be just a teeny tiny bit more, a bit easier to rock with.
Yeah. This is do or die out here for map 1 for Bobo. They just continue their very quiet playstyle, happy to just walk around everywhere. A little bit of presence here and there. I mean, they're, throwing the boom bottom B main, droning in towards mid, but I mean, what have they really gotten out of this? So far, not too much. In fact, they're going back to where they started off in spawn as they reconsider towards the other side of the map.
They're trying to do what Koopa Troopers did, but unfortunately I don't think that their own trick will work on them, really. Quite a lot of patience, though, I gotta say, from Dasani, as he's still expecting some sort of an aggression, and rightfully so. There is some presence on the middle, but a main bulk of the attack is coming in through A. And I'm not too sure if that Thrash is going to be as potent as it actually could have been.
not at all. At least the spike's gonna go down, but now they're
30 seconds left.
surrounded. Brock managed to get
One
one
enemy
shot down,
remaining.
and Art just gets delivered 2 on a platter. This might be it. This may be Koopa Troopers winning their map
Wow.
pick.
Defenders win.
Absolutely, I'm just looking at absolute cinema, really, the way how that whole round unveiled. Yeah, look, Koopa Troopers very much just, the moment they re-established sort of their pacing and, you know, got their confidence back in, that's where they just absolutely floored it. I mean, an 8-13 scoreline certainly speaks volumes here against BOBO. And when you're looking at the overall, you know, scoreline as well, you know, you have majority of the players on the top of the leaderboard, whereas, you know, the opponents are left in the dust, left in the bottom of the leaderboard. And, yeah, that very much explains how that cookie crumbled. You know, Exerst still managed to show us some absolutely great gameplay from him, but unfortunately just not enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of unfortunately been the story of BOBO thus far in this tournament, is that, like, you know, we've seen flashes of brilliance from so many of the players,
Yes.
and Exerst is quite often up there in the scoreboard, but they just can't seem to ever get those pieces together and stay together the entire map. And we saw, you know, there was one point where they had a string of like 5 or 6 rounds in that first half to bring things a little bit
Yes.
closer, considering they started 6-1 down. You know, they brought it back to a 7-5 half. It's pretty respectable, but from there, honestly, the defense was just not quite, their attack, sorry, was just not quite good enough. They got into those post plants, but unfortunately just could not hold them. But anyways, that was Sunset. 8-13 will be the scoreline. We will be going into Ascent next. And again, as I've been saying, super big apologies for the production there. Unfortunately, we had some big system failures to start things off, but that will all be sorted for the next map. The audio will be good. We'll have a much nicer overlay. So don't go anywhere. We have Ascent coming up next, where elimination is on the line for BOBO, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're going to be slowly creeping out. Dasani here should be making first contact as the wall drops. Snaps onto Regen, and another beautiful shot, catching onto Cats. The third one in the round. 2 players, both of these are low. Both would fall to 1 bullet as Water takes them down. 2 body shots, 2 kills. They choose to contact into him. This could be dangerous, but Doctor's looking the wrong way. Finally turns at just the right moment, takes down August. Now sliding out through the screens with the stinger. The run and gun action, like I said. Look to the side, Shinobu's been taken down, overwhelmed by the utility from Zupa. Downtail though, 2 wonderful shots and a third. Taken down, massive effort on the site by Downtail. Opting to go for the information with the Owl drone instead, but Dasani, 2 crisp shots from the flank. Will convert the round for Zoogang, and it will be 6-6 at the half. Immediately popping the run back, and they're going straight through. Yeah, and Water should see this. The first found, a second, the spray transfer, peeking around the corner and finding a third. Water finding a ton of value off of the ultimate. Jin's been waiting here, extremely patient, now starting to move, and the timing is bad for him, as Yuji does manage to take him down, peeking forward with the util in hand. You go for a little bit more. This is still a 2v4, so not favored, but actually just ahead of the team. And now the showstopper for Dasani is going to be chasing them back. Won't connect, but now a 2v3. This is a more winnable situation than a 2v5. Also doesn't change that that's where it came from. Rossi over the top, Dasani plucks him out of the sky. Now position known. The grab net comes out, but it connects onto herself. Oh no. A little bit of a whiff from Dynasty, and it's 1v2, but they connect! How on earth have they done that? The spray transfer, Snappy with it, Dynasty wins the 1v2. Absolutely insane stuff after the absolute whiffing of that deadlock utility. Should hear the player rotating in from mid, and that should be a free kill. Rossi the first to fall, and now Yuji peeking forward, finds a second off the stun and a third. Really well played from Yuji. He just creeped all the way forward, heard the players, and they were just completely unaware. Second shot, the third, extremely clean. Brutal crossfire to get through. Spada bang. I think he was spotted. The knife might come out. 75 damage, but he comes back in. No way. Sure, he's hungry for that ace. Haven't seen any just yet today, but I mean, he's peeking out. He gets 4, and he gets the ace. Dasani. Wary that there could be someone close. The Nightfall's going to be invested, as well as potentially this lockdown. Doesn't connect on 20, but they didn't realize that Dasani was in the corner. He takes down 3. Dasani is taking his team over the line. Your winners for today will be XG. Hello everyone, we have returned to BOBO versus Koopa Troopas. My name is Atlas, I'm joined by Cthulhu, and Cthulhu, can you take us through what we just saw on map 1?
Look, map 1 was definitely a bit of a chaos fiesta, really, is probably the only way to really describe what Sunset was. Koopa Troopas did manage to come out the victor there in the 13-8 scoreline, but my god was that a bit of a wild start to their second half when they went on the defense. They basically discarded all the aspects of the defense, decided to go full send, and proceeded to bleed a few of the rounds before they managed to really regain their overall pacing of it to conclude the Sunset into their favor. Now going into the Ascent, like you highlighted before we went into the break as well, BOBO now on the cusp of the elimination. Only one map separating them from that unfortunate loss, and only one map is separating Koopa Troopas from going into the playoffs as the last chance.
Yeah, this is definitely do or die now, and it's on a map of Ascent where they've picked into repeatedly over the past couple of days. But hey, things have been a little bit shaky, that's for sure. I am fearing for the worst as far as the overlay health right now, because I'm not getting game updates, so
Uh-oh.
yeah,
That's
we
not ideal.
might be going scuffed for the rest of this.
Oh,
Well,
look. It happens to the best of us. And in reality, though, look, talking about the overall lineups, though, the introduction of KJ as well here for KT, I actually do rate it for Ascent, given that Ascent itself is a very quintessential sort of map of Valorant. So having KJ around does allow a little bit more flexibility. You can leave her all alone as well on the side, and so it is a very, very solid choice. Otherwise, you know, a Sova, the Jet, KO pick I also rate from BOBO, so I'm, as well as the Koopa Troopas, so I'm keen to see how that whole initiation play will really happen.
yeah, absolutely. Well, it's gonna be Noya starting things off with a little bit of spam from the wall of all things. Not even a smoke. That's a whole wall that bullet went through. Koopa Troopas gonna try and start this retake off well. They're on the flank. They're coming to market. They're coming from heaven. All angles accounted for as Muzz falls, and well, this is not looking good for BOBO, as this will be a flawless pistol round to start things off.
Yeah, wow. Well, looked like such a, you know, very up-paced sort of push from the BOBO squad. It just,
Watch
yeah,
them
it
run
looked
when lit
like
by
it
my
was
phone.
just
That's when we
full-on,
strike.
yeah, full-on forfeit, really, of that whole round. And that's the pistol round as well. That's the one that really sets the pace. So it genuinely feels yeah, quite odd to see, you know, how things really went there for them. Given that the lineup is far from being bad, so you can't really blame it on the lineup. But yeah, it certainly is a bit of an odd turnaround there from them.
Yeah.
Scanning ahead.
Anyways, it's going to be another force up from Bobo, actually. He's going to be dashing on in. That first target in exhaust is found. Rocky on over towards the tree, but it's numbers in the advantage of Bobo as they get that spike planted. I'm not too sure if Koopa Troopas is ready for this. Though, with that heavier weapon, that Odin could deal some real damage. His exhaust pops up into heaven, finds a quick kill, but it's back down to a 2v2. Asani picking up the Odin now, looking for a target.
One enemy remaining.
Both these players, they're in hell, and all up to Nos. How do you try and
Enemy
win
remaining.
this? It's impossible. As it's close, it comes down to the wire, but Koopa Troopers will put a second round on the board.
Oh,
Just
was
like
that
that.
important?
Nice and easy. Seems to be the case for Dasani at the very least, the man, the myth, the legend with
We
the
got
Odin.
this.
Very much feels like he is on a crusade when it comes down to some of those plays, but gotta give it to him. It's been an absolutely solid choice, solid play. Now going to round 3, look, I mean, if we judge by the trend that was set previously on Sunset, we should be seeing at least one more round before Bobo do manage to sort of bring things back. Looking at the buy itself, it is going to be a fairly tame one as well, so in theory, Koopa Troopers have a much more powerful.
Yeah, well, this is one thing that's worth bringing up is that, you know, Bobo, even though they continually pick into Ascent, their attack side, using this, you know, somewhat standard comp, shall we say, has been a little bit rough. I mean, first time I saw it, they ended up losing 10-2 in the half and weren't even able to do anything on the defense, and they lost 13-2 against Focus. It went terribly, quite frankly. And then the next time I saw it, again, they started at a 9-3 deficit. They did manage to bring that one back. I forget exactly who it was against, but they brought back a 9-3 half. So it's really their defense that tends to shine the most, but I'm sure they'd love to try and get a couple more attacking rounds on the board considering how often they come here to Ascent.
Yeah. Well, let's see how the rest of this will really pass on through. This has been so far. A bit of a questionable turnaround really exists already out of the equation. Not particularly the best turnaround either, but the Sheriffs do prove to be quite useful. Alright, to fall. All of a sudden, the Troopers have been set on the bit of a back foot.
Placing swarm
Whipping
grenade.
that. Noise will give himself away, and Noise actually managed to try
One
to
enemy
the spike
remaining.
planter as well. And, well, even though for a moment it looked like Bobo might be able to make something out of this eco round, it has suddenly gone straight back to the dumps.
10 seconds left.
This will have to be a 1v3 that should be almost impossible to convert off that 3-con bolt that reveals where Nos is trying to plant. Snap will come through. Bonus round converted for Koopa Troopers.
Yeah, Koopa Troopers once again coming out with that nice triple sort of back-to-back win so far, coming out really, really good. And it's working almost too well right now for them. They're managing to lock down a number of sites in their favor, but this time we do actually have a proper, you know, good buy
Right here.
coming out from Bobo, so this will be the one round to really make it, well, hopefully make it work, but if they do end up losing, that is a lot of money just sent away. And yeah, Brock, very much recognizing the dangers of it, will be able to back out away from the Odin pre-fire, but now Bobo has a really tangible chance here to really make a play happen.
One of those players that we talk about needs to be on the side of Bobo if they want any chance at this comeback. He's their star player, and he's the one who will end up taking them across the line.
Spike
If it comes
down,
to
B.
it. At the moment, though, he's gone down to 2v3. In this round, it will be up to Fork and Nos to try and bring this one back. But will Nos be aware of Art sneaking around in market?
Last player
He's gone
standing.
down to Brock on site. So for Pork now, this is a difficult one. You've got the spike, you can try and have a go at that plant, but I feel like this one may just be too difficult for him.
Oh yeah, bit of a rough run there for BOBO players. I mean, you can
Gun
see it on
here.
the scoreline as well. Nowhere past like 3 frags really for either one of them. Despite the fact that these has been really good, just overall attempts from them, and good lineups, good plays, but just unfortunately can't seem to really just get much of a traction apart from that. And once again, it's back to the broken buy, it's back to the sheriffs, back to the marshal as well, and just not the most ideal turnaround, all things considered.
Yeah, well, now
Enemy killed.
holding
My
this
ult's
outlaw.
ready.
It's going to deal a lot of damage to these players with no shields. Excel's managing to get one just with the marshal of all things. Sani is
Get out of my way.
still shooting. That shot onto Exhaust. For Sani. Exhaust is the one with full shields. And he's got the knives online now. Beautiful shot onto Dasani. Now he'll be dashing in for another target. But he's against the team. Great flash to hold back these other players.
Last player standing.
BOBO as,
Spike
this
down,
should
mid.
Be wraps now.
Yeah, this is wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately, an all too familiar start here for BOBO. It's yeah, something that's happened to them many a time here on Ascent, where even though it's a bit of a home map for them, they just continually have these rough starts.
Placing alarm bot.
Yeah, this has been a bit of an odd, really, result on things. Yeah, I have to say, BOBO, given that this is their, their map pick, their map to really play their comfort zone, it's just been, yeah, a bit of
Revealing area.
all over the place. I hate to hop on, on one of the teams, that having a bit of a rough time, but it definitely feels like there could have been a lot more. Potential is certainly there. I can certainly attest to that. Noir looking to make a swing and doesn't exactly know where the opponents can be, but to come on through, will try to hold off the push on the market. Unfortunately, though, to no avail.
Yeah, this is looking like potentially BOBO could finally put a fast round up on the scoreboard, but we're gonna have to try and
Spike
hold
planted.
this post-plant 4v3 now. Up against an operator that, of course, Dasani does have the knives on the line. And Mons is going to get a nice bit of information to start things off. Potentially going to send out that recon for Mike to spam off the back of. He's going to come through in time. Mike will have to remain here where he holds his ground against Dasani. Brocky's going to try and...
Last player standing.
It's all down to Brocky, in fact, and, well, he's already found the first target, but 4 is too many, unfortunately.
Yeah, 4 is too many indeed, but look, at least BOBO do manage to bring it back. This is an awesome opportunity here for them to really make a return to form as they are now trying to, well, start to build up their economy as well. I mean, looking at that so far, 3 players already having a little bit more of a, a better start to what could be a pretty tenuous run here right now for BOBO, whereas on the side of the Koopa Troopas, yeah, those fair few rounds where they did manage to tank a few of the frags, certainly now starting to show its starting to show its face. And, not the best situation if Troopas end up falling through here.
Yeah, Dasani's gonna go exploring here. And, Mike has already got wind of this little excursion as Dasani wants a bit more, but Mike so wise to it. Gonna find that first blood, and now BOBO can reconsider, potentially look to go over towards that A site where the setup is all in tree. It's really just the turret as the sole defender of that A site, and so if BOBO choose to step on the gas pedal a little bit, they could be finding themselves in relatively easy plant. Oh yeah, waiting potentially spam. Not really connect though, and that site should go down without too many problems.
Spike planted.
Well, some of the team has arrived now. Koopa Troopas going to be starting this off for the most part, just coming through Devon. Mike looking to do that back line, come in through mid, that leg mark, but there's a bit of a flank on the flank here. Brocky is spotting Mike, and I don't know if Mike, how did he not hear that shot?
No.
He will fall. spam to come around as well. This is a great start to this retake for the side of Koopa Troopas. Little 1v1, moving it in.
Scanning ahead.
Last player
Scenario.
standing.
Make that a 1v3. It's all down to Mars. And that's not gonna happen.
Yay. Yeah. A lot of problems here starting to once again just come all around for BOBO. As yeah, those retakes are deadly, and now that we do have the ultimates both for Omen and KO as well, things could take an even nastier turn really here the moment BOBO do decide to really make a push, because not only Koopa Troopas now have just a teeny tiny bit more mobility with the ability for Omen to relocate. On top of that as well, KO should be able to really put a bit of a foot down when it comes down to the close by util usage for any of the attackers. So yeah, look, I'm looking forward to seeing how BOBO will be able to react to all of this, because on their side, well, they do have a lockdown, so they can play around that as well quite firmly.
Alarm bot down. Turrets destroyed.
Oh, we're gonna get taken down through a smoke. This is just unfortunate situation after unfortunate situation for BOBO. I mean, that's not how you want to start things off at all. Stasani spot onto Noz. He's the only player really towards a main, but having been spotted now, that might draw some rotators, some defenders over, which could put a real spanner in the works of this split that BOBO looked to be trying to get done here. BOBO down.
One enemy remaining.
Mars as well.
Spike
This
down
is-
A.
Yeah, I mean, this is just rough for BOBO here. They just really can't seem to find the kills that they need.
Flawless.
That's, okay. Bit of run and gun to finish things off in a flawless round for Koopa Troopers.
I think at this
Arrow
point,
is
Koopa Troopers
old-fashioned.
did manage to sort
Sometimes old
of
ways
fully
are
understand that
best.
they've gotten a really good hold over what is really happening, and understandably so. Yeah, for the attackers, it is Mike actually calling in the pause. Just understandably, look, 6-round differential between the two rosters. Things have been, well, dire to say the very least, really, because it has been just not a whole lot of response really to come out from BOBO, and we've so gotten used to them, you know, being such a electric roster that yeah, seeing them lose in such fashion as well feels almost odd, really.
Yeah. This is, would be a rough way for them to go out, but I mean, like I said, it's not lost all hope just yet. They have brought back some pretty sizable round deficits before. Whether they'll be able to here is another question. It would definitely be advisable for them to, you know, put a few more rounds on the board.
Certainly so. We'll be keen to see what could come out of it once they do, you know, bring out a little bit more, maybe more of an active, really, playstyle, because that would probably be the big solution as well to a number of the problems. But in comes the push already from BOBO.
You should run.
Timeout, sending out a very, very fast round exhaust. He's already into heaven. Lawyer was not expecting that one, that's for sure. He's gotten past the drone as well, but that's going to be just that, able to pull back now. Regroup with the team and potentially deal with this flank from Mars. Before the open, even fall to the lead. No bullets that will get the job done, but the flank is compromised. Zani now, but
One
Exhaust.
enemy remaining.
This is the performance we needed from him.
There you are.
There we go.
4 kills in the
Yeah.
round. Exactly
Finally,
what we needed.
some return on the investment as well, which is absolutely awesome to see from Exhaust and the rest of the roster. Look, whilst it still, you know, leaves us with a little bit of a quite a little bit of the what's it called, disadvantage in points. There's still, a few rounds to, try to get back into the swing of things. If they can take these next 3 rounds in their favor as well, that's already, a pretty sizable return to form. Only 2 round differential, and there you can really make it work. But we'll see how things will really work out, because Xerxes just got forced out of their position, still manages to frag out, and that is a phenomenal actually opening onto A side.
This could be what BOBO need. If they can
Spike
start
planted.
stringing a few rounds together, it'll be exactly what the doctor ordered. Neuer take well, immediately finding Cork, but is he in for another one? He absolutely is. Exhaust the next to fall. Suddenly, what was a 5v4 is now a 4v2 in favor of Koopa Troopas. Neuer is going to score just for a little bit more. He knows exactly where that last player is. Nos goes down, and what a play from Neuer. What
Thanks.
shots to come through.
Oh, no, you don't deserve
Well, just as we thought that this can be a return to form for BOBO, Noah absolutely popped off with his play. And yeah, like I said, you let the KJ play, you let the KJ cook, and
One enemy remaining.
because that play was just absolutely foul. 4K off the top of that reswing, and now we get to see just a few more rounds before that switch. BOBO still has the opportunity to at least shorten that distance, but with 2 rounds remaining, they just need to hold on. They can't afford to let the Koopa Troopas go into the double digits here.
You
Get out of my way!
powerless.
Recalling my boss.
Yeah, it's going to be another fast hit here for the side of BOBO. Once again, that's going all the way through. Going to fall back after seeing Marshall. Not wanting to get too far ahead of himself, that's for sure. Turns out BOBO, his fast approach is absolutely the answer. Then again, that 0 point has just suppressed 4 players. Retake Shaw has to get started soon. Sun is already open things up here. Tree, sorry, at least found one. Nos in hell.
Last player standing.
Knocked all down to Mike.
One enemy remaining.
Rough.
Well, it's a nice shot though, and half hasn't gone through on that spike yet. Mike can just delay, go for the wide swing.
Oh, my genius doesn't stop in the lab.
Last round before the
This
switch.
turned around into a rather
Player
interesting
standing.
result to it all. Yeah, the replay very much shows it as well. Mike sort of let
One enemy
pretty much
remaining.
all down to his devices there, but amidst it all, perfect composure from the gamer himself. 8-3, last round of the half. And looking at the buys here for KT, there's a few outliers. The Bucky certainly is a bit of an off play there. A few other positions certainly feel rather undercooked, but Exerst is in, and that's the push.
Yeah, a few more players around on the side this time though. Deal with help, just done exactly that. Leaving Art alone in heaven. BOBO, maybe all they needed was a
Spike planted.
same set play now 4 times in a row or something. It's been quite a couple, and it seems to be working out there. Once again, having that numbers advantage. Hopefully, we'll have to fly and watch this really stand through the open. Maybe even a body out play, says Art will TP on top of
Last player standing.
now. It's down 1, but quick trade to come through. Will be 8-4 at the half, and honestly, that's not too bad for BOBO of the times I've watched them.
Switching
Here on
sides.
Ascent. This is the best result that we have seen so far.
Yeah, this is a good, at least, turnaround for the time being here for BOBO. And far from being over yet, but at least just managing to slowly but surely shorten that distance between themselves and Koopa Troopas as well. But
Watching this.
now that they are on the defense, surely this means that now they get to really hold on to their positions. Now they get to really, play out their own strategy, because the way how Koopa Troopas are so far lining up, this is going to be a very, very quick, very, very forceful push to really come out from them.
Yeah. Silent to start things off, try and scores question marks in the mind of Pork here. But as that 0 point comes out, maybe should be a little bit more sure of what is going on here, and you can see Exhaust already arrived. Pork playing very, very close by. With 1-for-1 trade, Exhaust gets forced off the angle as Noz is actually the one to get the kill on the side. Going for a little bit more as
Last
well.
player standing.
But Koopa
Spike
Troopers
down
rally
A.
right back, and it's once again just down to Muzz. But in a 1v2 where both your opponents are low on HP, this is very doable. Shot
Spike
bolt should deal
planted.
some real damage. The ones come through, but it won't quite connect. Where does
Should be just
Muzz
enough, though,
choose
for
to
that
swing? This is a very dangerous game that Koopa Troopers are playing. Muzz at any point
Revealing
could
area.
end up finding both of them. He knows where at least one is, but is one enough? Eventually will drop out of heaven as it looks like Neuer and Art wanting to double swing this, and that's come through perfectly.
Sweet swing there to come on through, and yeah, BOBO did manage to really play their opportunities there extremely well. Going into some of the further rounds, now they have the advantage. Now they can actually, you know, get a little bit of a buy. Funnily enough, actually, these Koopa Troopers that will end up going for the buy themselves for the attack. And, well, on the side of the defense from BOBO, yep. It's all going to be just pistols. 2 shares, and the rest are the classics. Not even a bother about the shield. And, well, maybe that might just be the right play here. It's just go for the super saver and return back with a full swing the next round.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here.
It's definitely not a great start, but then again,
Right here.
I keep harking
Deploying
back to,
drone.
you know, BOBO's past experience in this map, as I have had the pleasure of casting them twice here in group stages for
Right
Stage
here.
3 Oceania
Revealing
challenges.
area.
And yeah, I mean, they've been able to get back a, I think it was 9-3 where they lost the Pistons. It was like
One enemy
11-3,
remaining.
and they brought
Spike
it back.
down A.
So, not over by any means yet, but yeah, it's certainly not great to have lost the Pistons, and it's expected that they're not going to win the anti-eco either. Now up against double digits, what can you do?
Yeah, it's a difficult story here now. 6 points once again being the separator between BOBO and the Koopa Troopers. Not looking particularly great. Looking maybe to try to bring this back with some of that buy, but I mean, yeah, 2 light shields will not be particularly great. Exhaust doesn't even have remotely close of a, or close to the ultimate either, so can't really use the Blade Storm, but at the very least, full rifle buy should at least allow a little bit more leeway with some of the engagements here. Though, I have to say, the agent lineup that they went for certainly does not seem to be suiting the way how they're wanting it to play, and that is, you know, a little bit more passive, a little bit more extra info, and maybe, well, some slight solo play to boot. Dasani may be able to find some chaos here, and
going
certainly could be a perfect opportunity for such.
Spike down mid.
Of bullets. And so now we look to Muzz to try and secure the site, be that anchor in boathouse. Really try and drive this ship.
One enemy remaining.
Looks like it's potentially managed to do it. It's all down to Brock. Started off with an advantage for Koopa Troopers, but now swinging things back the other way. BOBO looking primed and ready to potentially
30
put
seconds left.
the 5th round on the board, and just a nice shot delivered to do exactly that.
Ooh, that has been so far fairly just full on really play to come on through from BOBO. Off the back of that, which look, I was a little bit skeptical, I'm gonna be honest with you, with a few of the swings that did happen, but no, we seeming to be absolutely solid, absolutely fine for now. I am though looking forward to see how the rest of those rounds will really play out. 5 rounds still is quite a fair bit of a row, but can still be orchestrated in just a relatively consistent manner once you do get a bit of a sharper understanding of the swing is going to be quite deadly.
Heads down.
Through Ghost, and actually decides to play for the swing, and that's a double for Zerst.
More here will eventually be dropped. Nul's low on HP on the back of sight, but I think BOBO, especially Exhaust, with balls of steel sticking around there, but they might have done enough to potentially take another round here. And this is the snowball you got to be careful of if you are Koopa Troopers. Once BOBO get rolling here on their defense, it's unlikely they will stop until they have brought it back to double digits, and you know, at that point, start to get a little bit scared. Troopers will be sitting pretty at least with their one map buffer, so nothing too much to worry about just yet, that's for sure.
Certainly so. To
30
really
seconds left.
go for that swing, or might be able to find himself another swing. Peeks out for one, peeks out for two. No, it's not. To wrap it all up. 6 point though.
My shadows, they will help you.
Yeah. We look at what nastiness Exhaust got up to at the start of that round.
Heads down.
Fully suppressed while fully knowing their position. That was, that requires a certain sort of craziness, but definitely the skill to back it up is there. And at least he's showing some confidence. This is what we needed out of BOBO.
Get out of my way.
Things start to look a little bit flat. You can't start that drive. The one to start things off is BOBO have decided to go for a fairly aggressive mid-play. Already seeing the Troopers quick reactions make their way onto the side of the block. Get a little bit sneaky in the smoke. Drop not only the rock, but the KO as well. That's not going to be available for the live. Immediately taken out.
Deploying drone.
Yeah, quite rapid
Right
turnaround here. BOBO managing to really shut down majority of the pushes. There's the
One
peak as well.
remaining.
Full well aware of the presence and how they've been pinged up as well. I just could not do really much from there. So finally return to form. Whilst for Koopa Troopers only 3 rounds is what separates them from just complete and utter victory. For BOBO, they have still quite a fair bit of a round to go, but that has been a phenomenal trio of rounds that they managed to win. I have to give it to them. Good turnaround, and yeah, that is the sign that Koopa Troopers' nerve has been hit there as well.
Yep, Poseidon gonna be calling a timeout. So, gonna be thinking about how to stop the roll of rounds from continuing.
There.
It's, like I said, once it starts, it's hard to slow BOBO down here. There's a reason why they like Ascent. Their defense is just as solid as ever. I feel like if they could just figure out how to attack a little bit cleaner, they would be unstoppable here. But yeah, the issue at hand is
Yeah,
definitely
they really...
for the defense. Yeah, how do Koopa Troopers try and make their way around this? Try and take the series out in a potential 2-0.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just seeing what can we really find here, because a lot of the overall push here could be really done. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Exhaust as well, the choice of the operator as well to boot, to be brought out, and I believe that it is the contention on the middle as well, so that, yeah, very much gets completely shut down. Will be 2 people looking to the peak, so 2 targets available for Exhaust to swing on.
Shutting them down.
0 points exchanged, and it's just a little bit of information to start off the round, but nothing crazy as Koopa Troopers now going to be slowing things down. They tried to fast hit onto A, they've tried fighting towards mid, but they've kind of just been stopped everywhere, and so now it's going to be returning to this default where
Right here.
I believe Exhaust was spotted here. But when you spot Exhaust with an operator at mid, do you even try, right, at this point? I mean, Exhaust has been on fire in this series. So if you can avoid him when he's got an operator, that feels like a choice that I would make if I was Koopa Troopers, is It looks like they want to be coming in towards this B side of the map, unless Rocky can cause enough of a distraction to try and potentially turn this into an A hit, but instead he might just be a fake as a smoke gets sent out as well. That's going to really try and sell things, as it's only going to be Muzz here to realize that
Scanning ahead.
the hit is in fact coming towards the B side here.
30 seconds left.
Ready with a fair few openings. Nathani still hits a phenomenal shot through the smoke as well onto Muzz to shut things down against BOBO. Perfect opportunity here, and post-plan, this should be where the KJO does go down, albeit she is a little bit on the further end here, so it does look like we are going to be waiting for a little bit further on, as it doesn't even seem like that is the case. Brock is on the case.
Last player standing.
Troopers, they will hold on, and that was a wonderfully played round. That late round fake towards A, it was really sold with just a KO knife and a single Omen smoke. So super well done there from Koopa Troopers to now get that next round up on board.
Really solid turnaround here for Koopa Troopers. 2 more points is what remains for them. This is all that they need, and we're looking at the buys from the defense of BOBO, some of the last-ditch efforts as well for Exerst to bring out the op this time with just only light shields as well. A few of the more, well, unusual choices to be brought out, and yeah, the smoke, understandably, they don't want any of this heat as well to come through. Mike is the one to try to hold things off in tandem with Muzz.
Of Odin spam to come through, and off that dart, that could deal some real damage. It's not cleared. Oh, it's beautiful from Muzz. Managing to find the opener just through a little bit of Odin spam. It's uncommon, but over on the other side of the map, Pork's gone down, getting a little bit too over-eager in A main. Peeking on his own. Gets punished for it. So now we have to question, are BOBO aware that Dasani could have snuck all the way up from there? He is just going to make his way onto his side. He was being watched, but House can't hit the shot. Koopa Troopers, they look to try and push us now toward match and series point. Spike will be planted, and now in a 2 versus 4. Like you said, the economy hangs in the balance. This could be a devastating round for BOBO if they can't make this happen, and so of course it looks like they want to try and go for this. Recon Bolt sent out to Simon. His position should be known, but he's safe behind those bricks. Muzz, I mean, you can see exactly where the players are. It's just impossible to try and fight against.
Yeah, not at all. Not a whole heck of a lot of opportunities there to really make anything happen. And yeah, things are certainly not looking particularly too pretty here for BOBO. 1 round away, potential elimination being faced. And yeah, this is dire. From here on out, really, for BOBO, they're going to be forced by basically any time until they reach OT. Even if they do reach OT, things will get rather problematic. So here we go for potentially the final round. Exerst out with a blade storm.
Pushing straight on in off the back of that. Feeding BOBO a little bit of a taste of their own medicine with this fast A hit. Exhaust tried to go for a sneaky updraft over the top and a pixel out of place, but haven't managed to do it, so we will be B5 retake. Lockdown on his own, but of course, Counter's Fury has come out to break that. So the Koopa Troopers, they can stay playing on site as they are now. Great recon bolt to come out. Unfortunately, Exhaust can't find the shot. It's going to be Muzz fighting in from tree. Second one now on the round.
1 enemy remaining.
Muzz and Muzz potentially able to bring this over the line unless Brock can win a 1v3. No, BOBO will stay and fight for just a little while longer.
Oof, okay, right. Still kicking, still going strong. BOBO looking to really try to bring this whole thing back, but it is going to be very much of a tenuous run for them. difficulty galore. And I mean, you're looking at some of the buys, though. This one is looking a little bit more stable for them. On the side of Koopa Troopas, though, the introduction of the Odin does seem to be the the telltale of what we could potentially see here, and that is exactly going to be the pressure towards B, with only a minimal KO investment towards A.
Shock Dart's going to be used early here from us just to try and find a little bit of damage or potentially even break that turret. No, haven't actually managed to do anything really, other than deter an early push, and I mean Mike's kind of suffered off the back of it. In fact, this could be looking very dangerous here for these players in mid.
Stay down.
But Art and Dasani, they've managed to find a couple of nice shots.
One
Hold on
enemy
a second,
remaining.
it's all down to Muzz, and it's over at a blink.
Attackers win.
13 to 8.
Get out of my way.
Bobo, they will be eliminated here. And for Koopa Troopers, they will be one of the final teams moving forward into playoffs here. As let's take a look at the stats. Cthulhu, it was really Koopa Troopers on full display right here.
Yeah, back-to-back 13 to 8 as well. Scorelines to boot is one hell of a statement really here from Koopa Troopa. Dasani once again, this time showing an even more of a dominant performance really here. Noir joining him as well on the top of the leaderboard. This time though, I have to give it to Bobo as well. They still had a pretty solid showing on Ascent compared to what we got to see on Sunset. A few really solid turnarounds, a few really solid rounds, but unfortunately that early disadvantage in points certainly felt like a very much of an anchor that they couldn't pull up, and yeah, that just kept on dragging on through, just continuously weighing in on the mental.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we will be saying goodbye to Bobo for this year, as Koopa Troopers will be the ones moving forward into the playoffs. And I'm having a look at the spreadsheet. I'm not too sure if any of the other games are actually done, so we may be sending you guys off to watch Dingle Googie versus Akai Underworld, the other game that is being streamed. But I mean, it's been a bit of a rough ride today as far as the production is concerned, but hey, it was an excellent game to watch. 2 13-8s. But yeah, it should be everything from us as far as group stage and as just the entire challenges stage 3 is concerned. We are done here as the community casters, and we will be sending it off to Let's Play Live to handle the rest of playoffs here in stage 3 Oceania. But until we get there, we must say thank you and good night. And yeah, we will be sending you guys off to the next, well, not the next game, the game that has been running concurrently to this, Dingle Googie versus Akai Underworld. But yeah, we will be seeing you guys next year. So until then, good night, and see you later. We're gonna be slowly creeping out. Dasani here should be making first contact as the wall drops. Snaps onto Region, and another beautiful shot, catching onto Cats. The third one in the round. 2 players, both of these are low. Both would fall to 1 bullet as Water takes them down. 2 body shots, 2 kills. They choose to contact into him. This could be dangerous, but Doctor's looking the wrong way. Finally turns at just the right moment, takes down August. Now sliding out through the screens with the stinger. The run and gun action, like I said. Look to the side, Shinobu's been taken down, overwhelmed by the utility from Zupa. Downtail though, 2 wonderful shots and a third. Taken down, massive effort on the site by Downtail. Opting to go for the information with the Owl Drone instead, but Dasani, 2 crisp shots from the flank. Will convert the round for Zoogang, and it will be 6-6 at the half. Immediately popping the run back, and they're going straight through. Yeah, and Water should see this. The first found, a second, the spray transfer, peeking around the corner and finding a third. Water finding a ton of value off of the ultimate. Jin's been waiting here, extremely patient, now starting to move, and the timing is bad for him, as Yuji does manage to take him down, peeking forward with the util in hand. You go for a little bit more. This is still a 2v4, so not favored, but actually just ahead of the team. And now the showstopper for Dasani is going to be chasing them back. Won't connect, but now a 2v3. This is a more winnable situation than a 2v5. Also doesn't change that that's where it came from. Rossi over the top, Dasani plucks him out of the sky. Now position known. The grab net comes out, but it connects onto herself. Oh no. A little bit of a whip from Dynasty, and it's 1v2, but they connect! How on earth have they done that? The spray transfer! Snappy with the Dynasty wins the 1v2. Absolutely insane stuff after the absolute whipping of that deadlock utility. Should hear the player rotating in from mid, and that should be a free kill. Rossi the first to fall. And now UG peeking forward, finds a second off the stun and a third. Really well played from UG. You just creeped all the way forward, heard the players, and they were just completely unaware. Second shot, the third, extremely clean. Brutal crossfire to get through. Spada bang. I think he was spotted. The knife might come out. 75 damage, but he comes back in. No way. Sure he's hungry for that ace. Haven't seen any just yet today, but I mean, he's peeking out. He gets 4, and he gets the ace. Dasani. Wary that there could be someone close. The Nightfall's going to be invested as well as potentially this lockdown. Doesn't connect on 20, but they didn't realize that Dasani was in the corner. He takes down 3. Dasani is taking his team over the line. Your winners for today will be XG.